Hello, and welcome to a new mini class. Today we are going to be working on vocabulary. We are going to be seeing 5 pairs of words that are confusing and that you, as a nutritionist, an expert on the subject, should know and should be able to differentiate and, of course, use correctly. The thing is that when I started learning about nutrition in English, I realized that some words were kind of confusing. Either because they were similar to words in Spanish, but the meaning in English was different from the meaning in Spanish, or also because there were words in English that were similar to other words in English because they sound similarly or they were spelled in a similar way, but in fact the meaning was different. So when I noticed all this, I started writing down all these words in a glossary so that whenever they appeared, I knew these were some confusing words, and if I didn't remember the meaning, I could go to my glossary and check. Yes, that's why today I want to share these words with you in this mini class. So if you are ready, we are going to start. Very good. So here we are with the first pair of words. The first pair is nutrition versus nutritionist. When we speak about nutrition in English, we refer to the study of the nutrients in food, how the body uses those nutrients, and the relationship between diet, health, and disease. This is the definition of nutrition, right? So we refer to the science that studies all this. But when we speak about nutritionist, we refer to the person, to the professional, right, who helps people form healthy eating habits to improve health and prevent disease. This is a simple definition. Of course, a nutritionist does many more things, yes, but this is a short definition for us to realize that nutrition is the science, while nutritionist is the person, in this case, you, right? Let's continue with the second pair. Diet versus dieter. What's the difference here? Okay, when we speak about diet, we refer to the eating plan. Yes, an eating plan in which someone eats less food, or maybe this person eats only a particular type of food because they want to lose weight, because they have a medical condition that tells them to eat in a certain way. Yes, so this is the diet. We can say that it is the food that we eat, that we consume. Yes, food and drinks. But dieter is the person who is on a diet. So when we say dieter, we refer to the person on a diet. Be careful here and pay attention to all the vocabulary that I am sharing with you. Yes, in this case, for example, the preposition on, right? To be on a diet. I decided to do this class in English because I wanted you to learn more vocabulary apart from these confusing words. So pay attention to this, and if something looks important, in your opinion, write it down, yes? So that you incorporate a lot of new vocabulary connected with nutrition in English. Let's continue. Pair number 3, and look at this pair, is dairy versus diary. This is a pair that is very, very confusing because the letters are exactly the same letters, but the only thing that changes is the order of two of those letters. So let's see what's the difference here. In the case of diary, we use it to refer to the object that we use when we want to write down appointments with patients or things you have to do. So the definition is a book with a separate space or a page for each day in which you write down your future arrangements, meetings, yes, or also appointments with patients, as I told you before. But dairy, and pay attention to the pronunciation here, is the word that we use to refer to the group of foods such as, for example, butter, cheese, that are made from milk. So this group of food, we can call it dairy food. And there you also have a picture that helps you understand this concept a little bit better. Let's move on with another pair. Recipe versus prescription. And this pair is not very similar in the case of the words. They are not similar, but the meaning is similar. Especially in Spanish, we use these words interchangeably. I mean, we use the same word for two different concepts. But in English, we have two different words. So it is important that we know the difference. Let's see. In the case of recipe, we use the word to refer to all the steps or the instructions that we need to follow to cook something, to prepare a meal, yes, in the kitchen, and also the ingredients that we need to prepare that food. This is a recipe. But in English, we speak about prescription when we refer to the piece of paper that the doctor gives us with all the notes about the medicine that we need to take and maybe how much of that medicine, how often we need to take it. All those instructions are written in a prescription, on a prescription, right? So if you pay attention, you realize that there are two different words to refer to these two different objects. And then we have one more, malnutrition versus undernutrition. This pair is very tricky because in English, many times you will see these words used interchangeably. This means that many times you will see the word malnutrition when what they mean is undernutrition. Now we are going to see the difference, but it is very important that you know these words are not the same and you are able to use them correctly, as I told you at the beginning. When we speak about malnutrition, we refer to deficiencies, excesses, or imbalances in a person's intake of energy and or nutrients. So in the case of malnutrition, it's not only the deficiency of nutrients. It's anything, a deficiency, an excess, or an imbalance. All these possibilities come under the term malnutrition. But in the case of undernutrition, we only refer to insufficient intake of energy. So we only speak about deficiency here. Energy or nutrients, right? So pay attention to this, and as I told you before, in many cases you will see in English the word malnutrition, but what they actually mean is undernutrition. Yes? You as experts should know that this is a difference, these words are not the same, and you should be able to use them properly or correctly, yes? And this is it for this mini class. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope that you have learned these new words, these confusing words, and that from now on you don't make mistakes with these words anymore. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you in another mini class. Bye bye.